Hi, I'm Kevin Bolding, and this is First Friday Conversations, where we share the stories that make the Y a special place. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's good to see you all again, and happy that you are spending time to learn a little bit more with us. This week, we are here with Lynn Williams and Amelia McLeod as we start to learn a little bit more about what legacy means for them and for their family. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us this month. This year marks the third anniversary of This Y, so This Y is 3 years old. We will have a lot of fun and do a big birthday party for the Y as well. But I just want to start off, Lynn, and kind of talk a little bit about your family and talk about the Williams family name. But I think, as we were talking about before, if you're new to this community, you might not understand some of the names that kind of go around this family. So whether it's your family name or also the Wayne Dench name also.
Yep.
So can you just give us a little bit of flavor on the history behind Wayne Dench and the relationship with your family?
So I'm involved in two charities, the Wayne M. Dench Trust and the Leonard and Marjorie Williams Family Foundation. My dad came to Florida and was involved in Tom's Snack Food business and eventually became Mr. Dench's partner in the beer business. But both of them have a very similar background. They both came from families that were not that affluent. Dad grew up in Kannapolis, North Carolina. His dad worked for the mill for his whole life. My dad grew up in a mill town, in a house that was owned by the mill. And the interesting thing is, some of his fondest memories of Kannapolis was the Y there. And he talked about it all the time, about growing up, and the Y was the hub of activity, and everything kind of took place at the Y.
And so between Mr. Dench and then your dad and the legacy that's kind of come out of that, you all have your fingerprints on so many things around the community. Obviously, from the YMCA standpoint, you've got your name or the two names on three of our different facilities here. But just kind of give everybody a little flavor again on the different types of groups that you've supported here in Central Florida.
So Mr. Dench was really interested in helping young people, the college side of it. He also was very interested in helping elderly people. And we do a lot of things on the Dench side with nursing homes. We do a program at Christmas where we go to 95 nursing homes. We ask people there what they want for Christmas. We have a bunch of volunteers that come in. We wrap 25,000 presents and give them to the nursing homes to give out at Christmas time. And that's something that Mr. Dench started individually. He was personally given to nursing homes for that, and we just continued it all these years.
So this legacy that is part of what the family does and part of what the family supports, what does the term legacy mean to you?
So for me, I feel like legacy is a huge responsibility. My grandparents always gave back. They were extremely generous in big and small ways. So yes, we have, my grandparents have their name on buildings all across Orlando, but I would say at least once a month, someone comes up to me and says, your grandfather did this small thing for me that nobody knew about, but it changed my life. And I think that's what's so incredible about my grandparents is that they gave in all kinds of different ways and touched people, some ways I may never even know. Yeah. And I hope that I can show Mac that in the ways that I give back, and he will want to give back too.
For me, I want my children, my grandchildren to, see that I give back to the community and support the community, and hopefully they'll do the same thing. One of the things, I talked about this earlier, that we do on the Williams Family Foundation side. Any of my parents' grandchildren that contribute to things in the community, we match a dollar for dollar for them to try to encourage our children to continue to give back and have a legacy of giving. It's just, I'm so proud of the two of them and the path they've taken.
It's beautiful.
But it's all because of the example that you, Mom, and Papa set for us.
Beautiful. And maybe for either of you who wants to jump in on it. So this Y very strategically sits between two completely different communities. On one side, we've got College Park. On the other side, we've got Pine Hills. Both proud communities, but but demographically completely different communities. So Lynn, I know you've always been really passionate about the role that this Y can take to be the bridge between those two. How do you feel about that? What do you think the Y's role is, and do you think there's more that we can do?
I will tell you that this was the last grant that my father was involved with. He really felt very strongly, being in Orlando for so long, he understood this Y was going to sit in the middle of two different communities. And it meant a lot to him to bring those two communities together. And the one thing that Dad always told me about the Y is that when he was growing up in Kannapolis, North Carolina, a lot of his friends never learned to swim. And he lost a lot of friends that drowned.
Oh.
And it was, and he felt like the Y was the one place that kids could go to that had a swimming pool and had instructors to learn to swim. And he hoped that this Y would provide that kind of resources, particularly to the Pine Hill side, who probably doesn't have the opportunity to learn to swim as much as maybe the College Park side does.
Just access to pools.
And that access to pools.
Right.
And that was very important to him.
This is Dad's where I do swim lessons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing swim team today.
You're doing swim team today?
Yeah.
And where do you swim?
Here.
Right in here?
Yeah.
So this month we'll have Day of Giving this month. Day of Giving is so important for us because it's an opportunity for us to really show the community the philanthropic side of the Y. There's very few things we do at the Y that we can do without philanthropic support. And so maybe Amelia, we'll start off with you on this one. For the person who says, I don't have this type of money, I don't have, huge amounts, my gift doesn't matter, what would you share to them?
I would say your gift does matter. I watch my son who's on the swim team here. He's learning how to do his strokes next to people who don't know how to swim at all. And your money could give others, like the people Mac is swimming with, the opportunity to learn how to swim, and that could save their life. Or camp. Camp is such an incredible thing at the Williams Y. I just watch these children who are so full of joy, and they get to experience things here that they've never done before. They get to go to a climbing gym. They get to go to the Four Roots farm and learn how vegetables are grown. They get to have incredible opportunities that they would never have if they didn't go to camp here. And any amount, big or small, could help other children be able to come to camp here who otherwise wouldn't be able to.
So, somebody that doesn't have a history of giving but wants to start giving, this is the perfect place to start, because that money is going to get spread out amongst families that are going to be so appreciative of having an opportunity for their children to do something. I can't think of a better place to do it.
So I hope you all got a chance to hear a little bit more from the Williams family about what legacy means for them. I think one of the things that comes out of it for me is that legacy is really for everybody. It's not about income. It's about your ownership, and it's about how much you believe in and want to invest in your community. Their investments in this community over the decades have meant so much for Central Florida, and we're happy that they've spent some time with us. We look forward to seeing everyone next month, and until then, thank you for joining us.